Have you got team members based in India? The COVID situation there at the moment is so grim, but I'm going to give you some tips on how you as a manager can best help your Indian team keep them motivated and positive. This is Productivity Ace. Let's get it done. At the time of recording this video, the COVID situation in India is a huge concern. Cases have gone through the roof and the whole country is suffering. It's highly likely that you as a team manager or leader will have staff based in India, many of them performing vital roles for your team and your company, and they'll be suffering at the moment. Many of them will have been directly impacted by COVID and will undoubtedly know somebody who has lost a family member, or they may have lost family and friends themselves. It's a grim situation and one that might continue for some time. We can't magically make COVID go away, but as a manager there's a lot you can do to help your Indian colleagues both professionally and personally. You can help them keep delivering and keep them maintaining their mental health. So here are 5 tips for leading your Indian teams through the worst of this pandemic. So how can you provide help to your India colleagues at this really difficult time? First of all, give it focus and empathise. As a manager and a leader, it's vital to give this situation as much visibility as you can. I've seen it before where some managers are not actually comfortable dealing with crisis situations, and everyone feels that there's a massive elephant in the room as work operations seemingly go on as normal. But this isn't normal. So as a leader, make sure you're calling this situation out and giving it as much focus as possible. I currently start every team call with a public checkpoint to see how our India colleagues are getting on. The ones on the call especially, I give them the floor to explain the latest and make sure they've got ample opportunity to speak to everybody about their challenges and progress. This has got several benefits. Not only do you and the whole team get to understand the latest situation and possibly offer some opportunities for assistance, but crucially giving the India situation focus allows everybody to truly connect and empathise with the person giving their story. On this channel we speak about empathy a lot. It really is one of the most important traits of a great leader and also of positive and supportive teammates. Your Indian colleagues will not only feel that they're getting an ample share of the floor, but also that their team and leadership do really empathise and care about the situation that they're in. What's going on in India at the moment is a true crisis, and as such it deserves to be the headline news at your team forums and updates. Company support and benefits. In crisis times, companies and organisations really show what they're made of, and as such we owe it to our India colleagues to provide extraordinary support in these extraordinary times. What I'm talking about here is the need for companies to now show their gratitude and support for their India staff with tangible, real-world benefits that have a direct impact on the situation of people on the ground. Things like extending the number of holidays that can be taken, giving one-off or semi-regular additional support payments for India staff, or even extending or boosting other benefits like healthcare, pension, insurance and such like. Yes, these things can cost a lot of money to a company, which is why you don't always see them readily offered. And there's a possibility that the more cynical people will probably see this company as throwing money at the problem to make it go away or to absolve their guilt a bit. But that's really not the case. Tangible financial benefits can be a big factor for individuals and as such are an important aspect for a company to demonstrate their commitment. You may not be in a position to influence these, as I'm not really, but you can always make the suggestion to your management, employee forums and HR department, and maybe even canvass support from others to make a stronger case. Team support and flexibility. As well as the support from the wider company, there's a lot a team leader or manager can do to help our India staff through this challenge. As a manager, take a look at the team roadmap and deliverables that you have lined up for everybody. In times like this, it's a really good idea to make sure that there are fewer or less high pressure items that your India team needs to deal with. With all that's going on at the moment, there's certainly no need to put them under additional pressure than they're already under, because that's a risk to the individuals themselves and to the work that the team needs to do. So make sure you as a leader plan the team workload intelligently with an eye on the potentially reduced capacity of those in India. Things can change very quickly, so pinning a critical deliverable on somebody that's already impacted by a pandemic situation is probably not a great idea. It's important to realise that this doesn't mean to strip them of any work or responsibility. I actually like to still keep my team's India operations as central to the success of the team and keep them involved as much as I think is fair. And some of that will be still to challenge, to push out of the comfort zone and expect great results. The reason I do this is I don't just want to drop all of the work that they need to do for the team. And it's got nothing to do with the work at all, really. It's got everything to do with respect and trust. I trust my India colleagues to be able to deliver in any situation. By continuing to expect some form of excellence from our India colleagues, I'm showing them that I still trust them to be great even in difficult situations. I still trust them, I still believe in them, I'm still confident in their resilience, their adaptability and their professionalism. I know they'll come through this situation and be even stronger on the other side. Stay connected and communicate. On this channel, we talk all the time about the value of the one-to-one meeting and the need for continuous communications with all of our employees. Well, in crisis situations like this, it's now time to make that communication even more regular and even more focused. Make sure that you're speaking to your India teams every few days and constantly in email and messenger communication. Ensure that your one-to-one calls start with a check-in on how they are managing the impact that they're suffering to their families and an opportunity for you to revalidate and reinforce your empathy with their situation. I know people who would dive straight into the work items, and the COVID situation might be a 30-second footnote at the end of the meeting. That's absolutely the wrong way to do it. Focus on the criticalities, and that is the COVID situation and the effect on the people's families. As a leader, you need to be available 24/7 in crisis situations. Make sure your India team knows that they can and should raise a red flag anytime they feel the need to. It's the job of leaders to remove any resistance, hesitation or blocker to your staff being able to throw up a flare asking for help. If that's work help or personal help or just the need for somebody to speak to, think to yourself all the time, what more can you do to make the situations of your India team more comfortable, more bearable, more supported? Even small incremental improvements can make a huge difference. And before the next tip, do sign up to our newsletter. We've got free access to leadership courses, ebooks and loads more updates on the Productivity Ace channel. Links in the description. And if you want to discuss your own career challenges direct with me, then book a career clinic session and we can have a chat. I've done loads of these and they're proving really useful to people. Links again down in the description. Reassure and comfort. Some of your India colleagues will be worried that any reduction in their ability to deliver, even when caused by a remarkable situation like COVID, will cause them to be seen as less valuable to the team and the company, and they may even think it could compromise their jobs. And this may seem surprising, but it does happen. And the last thing you want is for somebody to compromise their personal lives or family because they didn't want to be seen to be letting the team or the company down. Again, surprising, but yes, it does happen. I've seen it before. So as a leader, make sure you're in regular contact with your teams. Make sure they've got enough work and enough challenges to make them feel that they're still involved. And of course, any reassurance you can give in terms of career support and confidence will go a long way to helping them have that confident and cohesive mindset. A mindset that allows them to continue to get stuck into the work and keep developing and keep delivering, while also having absolute flexibility to do what they need to help themselves and their family through these difficult times. The COVID situation in India won't last forever. As leaders, we need to try and get our people through these type of challenges with the least possible damage to their health, careers and lives. And unfortunately, some people will be deeply affected no matter what we do. But there will be others that will beat these challenges and with the help of leaders and colleagues will emerge through the other side with greater motivation, greater resilience and better capabilities. You'll see the crisis and events like this shape some of the leaders of tomorrow, and there's a lot that you and your teams can do to make this a possibility. We've got loads more on leadership excellence and how you can get the best out of your teams in this video up here, so go check it out and I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching.